Hello friends, today I have returned to you with a new episode with an interesting topic today. In short, we will talk about a series of Adventure Time cartoons, which is a series of distant lands. It consists of 4 episodes, and the surprise in this series, my friends, is that you are an excellent viewer of the Adventure Time cartoon. So this series was revealed after the Adventure Time cartoon had already ended. This episode was released on June 25th, 2020, and the Adventure Time cartoon ended on September 3rd, 2018. This means that the Distant Lands series was released nearly 2 years and 9 months after the Adventure Time cartoon ended. This series was produced by HOB Max Studios, which cooperates with the author of Cartoon Time. The adventure is Pendleton Ward, and not as usual from Cartoon Network Studios. It is also surprising that the duration of each episode ranges from 44 minutes to 46 minutes, and is unusual in previous episodes, whose duration did not exceed 11 minutes. And I downloaded the first episode of the series titled BMO. But before we move on to the explanation, I would like to remind you, my friends, not to forget to subscribe to the channel, activate the bell button, and interact on the previous videos. I also like to thank every friend who supported me in the previous video, and I would like to tell you that you are special for me, my friend. And let us complete the explanation after the intro, my friends. The episode begins, and we see BMO driving a missile or a space screwdriver, and he sings a song with his beautiful voice, and that he is on a mission, and we will know what it is in the rest of the details of the episode. The air from inside the vehicle, and fortunately for BMO, the potatoes he brought with him saved him and closed that crack. So BMO got out to fix the back of the vehicle, and those potatoes began to swim in space and hit me with an iron ball, which is in fact a robot to me. So he woke up and went towards BMO, who is still fixing the back. The vehicle had a conversation between them, and we see that BMO had named it Olive, or what means olive in the English language, as you know, is round and its color is green. You understand my meaning, my friend. We also see that Olive scanned BMO to get to know him. And we also know that Olive is a robot collector who collects scrap and important metal from space and takes me back to his home, whose name we will know in the rest of the episode's details. And after that, Olive B lays on the chassis of the vehicle and takes control of it and takes it towards his homeland. And we know that BMO was in a sanctuary on Mars when he yelled at Olive and told him that we had moved away from Mars. Then the scene moves us to a rabbit with white fur, and we know that his name is Y4 and that he is looking for something. We will know what is in the rest of the episode's details. We see that there are 2 groups fighting, the elves and the shelves, over a green cone whose significance we do not yet know. Then we see that BMO vehicle crashed into the structure of the settlement, and that green cone was destroyed, and that BMO hand was cut off. And we see that those 2 groups were angry at the destruction of that green cone, so they attacked BMO. So Y4 intervened and saved him, and they fled, and a chase took place between them. And after that, BMO and Y4 were able to escape. And we see that the one who was after that green cone was Mr. M driving a strange-looking limousine. The scene takes us back to BMO, and Y4 has repaired BMO's severed hand. After that, BMO got to know Y4 more, and he did not like her name. So BMO decided to call her Y5, and Olive also joined them. We also know that he's a maintenance bot, and he brought BMO to Drift because he thought BMO was useful. And then the alarm sounded in the station, because BMO broke through the drift wall with his vehicle. And I forgot to tell you that the name of the station is Drift, and it means drift. We also see that that hole, began to draw air from the station and also pulled a BMO vehicle. So BMO went towards that hole and saw that the 2 groups of elves and chiefs, were still in the same place. BMO was able to close that hole and save everyone except one person from the devils who was pulled into space. We see that Y4 liked what BMO did, and we see that she texted someone and told her that she had found something important. Then a message came to Y4 telling her to bring Bimo to her. So Bimo and Y4 leave for the lady who wants to get Bemo. But before they reach her, we see that the gravity in the drift has broken down and that there is some problem in the drift. And Bimo and Y4 enter a room in the station that is a scrapyard. So Bemo was surprised to me what is happening to the station, so I told him Y4 that Hugo has a plan for me to fix the station note, that Hugo is the one who rules the drift, and everyone listens to him, and that Mr. M works Hugo. Let us go back to the episode, and we see that there is a robot working in the scrapyard, somewhat similar to Lee Bimo, and his name is Sego, and we will know who he is in the rest of the episode's details. After that, Bimo and Y4 went to another capsule in the station, which is the laboratory of the woman who works with Y4, and we learned that it was her mother who sent him on the research mission. And his mother is helpful with both Mr. M and Hugo. And then Y4 took me and turned it off for me to disassemble its parts. And we see that Y4 is sad for me, what will happen to his friend Bimo. And we see that Olive made me a habit of turning on Bimo. The alarm goes off again. So Bimo, Olive, and Y4 rush to see what the problem is. So they see that there is a crack in one of the station's capsules, and water is leaking from it. The capsule was filled with water, and Bimo set out to save the people stuck in the capsule, but there were 2 insects in the middle of the water, so Bimo saved them from drowning, and after that they gave him a USB of their stolen goods, and then we see Bimo downloading the information in his memory from the USB and then breaking it. Mr. M suddenly appeared in his strange limousine and took Bimo and Y4 to a place that looked like a laboratory, where there was a huge black capsule. Unity capsule. And we see for the first time Hugo, the leader of the drift station. And we see that Hua and Bemo are exchanging parties, and we see that he is examining Bemo for me to find. Bimo asked him about us. He was searching specifically. Hugo replied that he was looking for the last piece to complete the manufacturing of the Unity capsule. And he told him that his name was the Genesis Crystal, and that this crystal was found in the forest capsule. And it is in fact very dangerous because wild creatures live in it. And then Bimo decided to go with me himself and bring that crystal from the jungle capsule. But Y4 could not go because her mother had prevented him from going Bimo rides in the limousine with Mr. M going to the jungle capsule to get the crystal. And we see that Bimo has entered the capsule alone for me, and Mr. M did not enter with him and remains waiting for him outside and closes the door on Bimo. And here we come to the end of our episode for today. And we will continue telling the story in another video, friends. And I remind you again after, do not forget to subscribe to the channel to receive all new, and do not forget to activate the bell button and interact on the videos and admiration, and leave your mark in the comments your brother Cardamon was with you, and may you be well, friends.